Couch with Koel. She lights up the screen with her 1,000-watt smile. Her hazel eyes convey a million emotions per second. She is a non-conformist without being a rebel. She can't be called a game changer, but a definite rule bender. I have a heavily pregnant Kajol right here on my couch to share the secrets and perils of her longevity as the nation's sweetheart. Kajol, thank you very much for coming on the couch with me today. I am very delighted to have a pregnant Kajol right here.
Thank you.
Now, of course, your latest film, We Are Family, is going to be released soon, and
Right.
you are in the family way, as they like to say. How has being a wife and a mother altered your life?
Well, I think it's a life-changing decision in both ways, in both directions, really, when you choose to get married and when you choose to have a baby. There are a hell of a lot of adjustments and compromises that you have to make, including sacrificing half your social life after you have a baby. So I think, but it's worth it. Every minute of it is worth it.
So then have your choices in films also changed because you're a mother now? That are you also choosing films which, because you've done My Name is Khan, which is also about a child and...
Not really. I think it's just got to do with the kind of films you're offered also, and also got to do with the practicalities of shooting a film. So I'm not the kind of person who would, I mean, right now, I think after I had my baby, I was pretty clear about it, that, I'm not going to leave Bombay and go anywhere for like 70, 80 days or 90 days, which they require to shoot an entire film. So I was very clear that, listen, I can't go for more than 10 days.
And
10,
yet this film,
days.
My Name is Khan, was completely set in America. Which is...
But fortunately for me, Karan really managed it very nicely and, took care of me very well. And I trust him to take care of me.
You have acting in your family. You're a fourth generation actress, right? Your great grandmother Ratan Bai was also involved in cinema.
Yes.
So was this destiny? Were you always going to be an actress or?
Not at all. I don't think that these things can be planned. I think if it was planned, maybe I wouldn't have lasted. I think the fact that it was my choice made it much more, longer lasting. I think when
but
you
your
have
choice
you
is
choose
17. I mean, you've hardly
but
lived at that
I
age.
didn't consciously choose at that point of time. It was just something that, I was enjoying. I was having fun. I was reasonably good at it and people kind of liked me and I was like having a really good time doing it. So I was like, why not? Let me go ahead with it. Let me see where it happens. I never really thought in the long run that, oh, it's going to be a career choice or that, I will not be able to choose to do anything else after that. And I still feel that till today. I mean, I still feel that I have, lots ahead of me. If I choose to do something else tomorrow, it will be my choice.
So you could do something else, but what does it still give you? Because here you have a family, you've got a second baby on the way. Your life is complete. It feels like you've got so many other interests going for you. What makes you still come back?
Well, it has to be a lot, which is why I do very rare films.
But must be something that is giving back to you that...
I do. I enjoy working. I really do. I enjoy working. I enjoy building a character. I enjoy making a film and, watching it actually shape under me up to a point. And I wouldn't say I'm the one who shapes it, but definitely I do contribute to it. And that's one of the most wonderful points. Eventually, when it's done, it's there in front of you to watch and for the world to see. And either you get praised for it or you get dumped for it. But whatever you have, you've created something.
Now, luckily for you, you've been praised most of your career. But there have been lean patches also and patches where your films haven't worked for whatever reason. How do you deal with that?
I think I deal with success and flops in pretty much the same way. I mean, yes, it's great when you're said that, oh, you have a hit on hand, and it's great that people say that, you're fantastic and done very well and etc. But even if the film doesn't work, I'm very proud of all the work that I've done. I think that every film that I've done, regardless of whether anybody else would consider it a mistake or not, was a learning experience for me.
Now, you are who you are. You've always been who you are. Like, there's no changing. You haven't changed for the Bollywood world. You haven't changed for directors. Has there ever been pressure? Like, for instance, you are the only actress who has the unibrow, right? You have never actually plucked or done anything, to become that Bollywood wash. Has there ever been any pressure of that kind? That, okay, now transform?
I don't believe in pressure. I don't believe that, there's a lot of people who ask me that didn't you feel pressurized when you first joined the film industry? Because you had this whole lineage behind you and you had to live up to it. And I was like, no, I didn't actually, because I didn't think about it. I was more in the now, okay, the camera's here, I better do this right, I better get this right, whatever I'm doing currently, let me do it right. So I've never felt the pressure. There has been, I'm sure, lots of people, all my friends are very much, oh, you should dress better, you should do this, you should do that, and, you should color your hair. And I'm like, yeah, whatever you think I should do is not necessarily what I think I should do. And hello, do you know how much pain there is involved in plucking? It's horrendous.
She's hysterical.
Why would I want to do that to myself?
Okay, going back in your life a little bit, tell me about the first moment that you ever met Shahrukh Khan. Because obviously your relationship with him is like, legendary.
We did a film together called Bazigar, which was our first film together. And I remember coming on shooting and he was sitting over there and I was like, that's the hero of the film? He's like, what's his problem in life? Why doesn't he talk? And at that point of time, I was like, how can you have a person sitting on the set and be like completely silent or only talking about like, I'm like, what a weird guy is that? So his makeup man actually was very sweet and Ravi Dada. So I was speaking to him in Marathi and I was like, तुमचा hero काय बोलतच नाही. And he's like, नाही, खूप चांगला मुलगा आहे आणि नाही, त्याला बघा आता तुम्ही, he's going to make it and this and that. And I'm like, what nonsense, he's not going to make it. He is so boring and he's so that, and I'm happily telling him all this while he was happily listening to me. He turned around and he looked at me and he was like, he's such a brat. Later on, when I look at it, I could completely understand why nobody was talking on the set, because it was the day after New Year's and everybody was like suffering from like a deep hangover, and here I come like chirpy, and I'm like loud, and I'm like, I probably was like echoing in their heads at that point of time and didn't even realize it. She's like, and of course, once I get started, it's like, it's hard to stop me. So I could completely understand that, but I understood that later, much later.
When did you become friends? When did you realize, okay, fine, this is like, a cool guy? Because you do have a great friendship.
No, but I think it's, I think it just happened during the course of the movie as we got to working with each other, and of course, once he started talking, there was no stopping him either.
Who talks and who listens in that relationship?
We have a running competition right now as to who talks more.
There's a tweet actually about this. What was it like? I'll tell you who has tweeted about this. Nazneen17 wants to know that what was it working with Shahrukh Khan after 8 years in My Name is Khan? What was it like? Did you just pick up from where you left off?
Pretty much, because I think we've been in touch, and it's not like we haven't been in touch for 8 years and I'm seeing him after 8 years, and it's not like I haven't been working and it's not like he hasn't been working. So I think it was pretty much where we left off, and yes, we've grown as people. It's just really, really comfortable. I can't say anything more than that, really. And he's a great actor to top it all off.
So, which helps.
Which helps immensely.
What was the first time that you met your husband Ajay Devgan like?
Oh, I was on the sets of, I think, Halchal at that point of time. And yeah, I met him and he was sitting over there again. Another one of those, this wasn't because of a hangover, this was just a personality trait, of course, which I was like, come on, like, get a life. What kind of a person are you who doesn't know how to talk properly? I'm like, I'm sitting next to you. I mean, at least have a decent conversation. If I'm starting it, continue it. So, again...
He's not a man of many words.
Yeah.
He says he listens when you talk.
Yeah, he's quite sweet about that. We're friends, and eventually he started talking. Either that or he started listening more attentively. I couldn't make out the difference at first, actually. But, yeah, he started, we became friends, and then things kind of went on from there.
When did you know you were in love with him?
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't sat down and analyzed it to say that this was the point when this epiphany hit me or something like that. I don't think it was like that with us. It's a kind of realization that comes over you gradually over a time, and you wake up one morning and you're like, you're comfortable with the idea because somewhere down the line your subconscious has already accepted it, and your conscious mind just tells you that, listen, this has been happening for a while now, it's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee kind of thing.
But was he your first serious boyfriend?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I was going around with somebody else before I met him.
Non-filmy?
So, non-filmy.
So, but this was your first big love?
Yeah.
Not even. She's thinking, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, definitely. I would say, I wouldn't say an epiphany hit me one morning, but it was definitely something that I knew would last. Something that I knew would stay with me for a very long time.
And how do you make it work with both of you being in the industry and both of you doing extremely well and being on top of your game?
How do we make it work? The same way that we made it work before. It's been going on for a while now.
No, I mean from the beginning, how do you make it work? Because usually one person has to sacrifice their at least career to power the other person. In your case, it's definitely not happened.
No, not really. I don't think that anybody needs to sacrifice anything. As you have people who are working couples, as you put it, all through the world. I don't think that they've sacrificed too much for each other in that respect. But let me just put it this way, that yes, there were a lot of compromises that were made after we got married. And after my daughter was born, I could not expect him to sit at home with her. So, I mean, it was like I decided that, I wanted to do that. But that's what I wanted to do. And I wouldn't consider that a compromise or a sacrifice. It's something that I really deeply wanted to do. I had a baby because, I've been wanting to have a baby for a very long time. And I wanted to watch my baby grow. Why else have a baby?
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that.
Exactly.
What about temptation? I mean, you're both spending a lot of time apart with nice, good-looking people that you get on with. What about temptation of that kind? How do you keep, the fidel part of your relationship going?
Well, I have no issues with it. I sound very stupid when I say this, and I don't know how many people will believe me on this point. But I really think that my husband is the most amazing guy in the world, and I truly haven't looked beyond him since I met him. So I know it sounds really corny, stupid, and call it whatever, but it's the truth.
Now, there's a quote that Siddharth Malhotra, your director, has said that you better do your homework or she, as in you, will grill you big time. Is it true that you give, you're really prepared on set and you want to know what everyone is doing at every time?
I believe in reading up and knowing what I'm supposed to be doing at least. And I don't believe in doing something that I don't believe in. So I think what he means to say is that you better have a reason for what you're telling me to do.
Because he needs to convince you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to ask you for it.
Well, before you ask me any reasons, I'm going to show you your fans who want to ask you questions.
I really enjoyed watching Raju Chacha, and I'm wondering when will you next star with Ajay Devgan?
Well, I have Toonpur coming up, and which is going to be releasing at the end of the year.
That's a comedy.
That is actually a live animation kind of film. So it's going to be good fun to watch. It's got like cartoon characters interacting with real people, and the animation is really good.
What is it like working with him?
Again, I think I prefer to work with people that I'm comfortable with. I really do. I think it makes more sense when they know the way your mind works, and you don't have to explain yourself at every given moment for anything that you want to do. It's great working with new people as well, but people that you're comfortable with, at least there's that level of just sheer, they know what I'm thinking, so I don't have to worry about it.
Your chemistry with Shahrukh is just fabulous. So if you wouldn't have, been married to Ajay Devgan, would you ever, prefer to fall in love with Shahrukh Khan or even marry Shahrukh Khan?
Well, I think Shahrukh Khan was also married at that point of time. Let me put it that way. No, but he's a great friend, and no, I don't think of him in that light. He's just too good a friend of mine. I'm just too comfortable. Sad but true.
No, all these like rumors that something may have happened between you and Shahrukh or anything like that is absolutely like rumors.
Not at all. I think from the time that we did Bazigar, he was like very, very protective. In fact, in Bazigar, I would say he was very much the big brother. He literally took care of me, and I can never forget that fact, literally.
So don't say that. I mean, the chemistry of you and him is not supposed to be big brother.
It's supposed to be terrible. That's a terrible thing for me to say, but it's literally like that. And I genuinely, we're friends. We're great friends, and it just comes with this great level of comfort. So no, I don't think that it's not something that I've thought of, frankly.
There is always news that you don't cooperate with your producers and directors. How true is this?
Well, I don't know really. I wonder who's been telling you that I don't cooperate with my producers and directors, because I think I cooperate with them as much as I can. In fact, I think I'm one of the most cooperative people that there are. But yes, there have been my disagreements that I have had, and I have stood up for myself at times. I don't believe that's wrong. I don't believe that makes you uncooperative or unprofessional to work with. I have completed each and every one of my films that I have signed. I've never come late for a shooting. I've always given everything 100%.
She didn't even come late for this interview, I can say. Yeah.
So,
you know?
so even every one of my producers would, I think, have to give me credit for that. That even if I didn't like them, their films got completed.
Right, we're going to get into who you didn't like, huh?
मुझसे लाख बुरा चाहे तो क्या होता है मुझसे लाख बुरा चाहे तो क्या होता है वही होता है जो मंजूर खुदा होता है Say Kajol, I really like the way you said this in K3G. Will you please say it for me?
Okay, I have to remember that now. मुद्दई लाख बुरा चाहे तो क्या होता है मुद्दई लाख बुरा चाहे तो क्या होता है वही होता है जो मंजूर खुदा होता है वाह 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 आपके पहले मैंने ही बोल दिया
This is the greatness of how many languages do you speak? Because I heard you speak Marathi.
No, I don't speak that many actually. I speak only Marathi, Hindi and English. That's it.
Bengali?
Little bit.
Panju also?
Much. No, I don't speak Punjabi at all. It's a myth that has been fostered by Karan and Adi, but it's a myth.
Okay, another tweet. Alkia92 wants to know the chemistry with Bebo. How has it changed from K3G to We Are Family?
Well, we didn't have chemistry in K3G, I would say, because we barely had any work together. There was just I think 2 days of work with her in the entire film, and I think she was very new at that point in time. She was very new. She was very raw. That was one of the first films that she was doing. So she was still a kid at that point in time. Yes, this film, of course, there was a lot more to do with her. You know, we had a lot more scenes where we had to interact and stuff like that. So it comes across in this film, I feel, much more than it did in K3G.
And what do you think of her as an actress now?
She's definitely grown from K3G. There's a lot more experience behind what she's saying and doing these days. She's, thinner. With the whole size zero nonsense going on.
You'll never be size zero, na? You never want to be this size
Why
zero.
would I want to be? I'm happy with the way I am. Yes, I like to be fit. I like to be I like to look good in my clothes. But I'm not obsessed about it. I really am not. I'm obsessed with the gym, yes.
You're obsessed with the gym now. This is a revelation to me because in your earlier days, you were just not an exerciser at all, right?
I wasn't, but I was always very, very active. I'm a very, very active person. I'm not the kind of person who sits down on a chair and sits for 3 hours and, somebody go get this for me and somebody go get that for me. I'm pretty much the kind of person who's pretty much running around all over the place doing things for myself, so.
Okay, now we're going to play a little game. It's called Couch Confession. You do not get the great hamper that you get at Karan's.
That's sad.
And yeah, you
What makes you think that I should confess to anything if you're not giving me anything?
Okay, we are giving it to you. I'm calling up Karan right now. He's sending over his hamper double time. Okay? Couch Confession. What is the biggest charade that you have come across in Bollywood?
The whole charade of stardom, really. I really think that that's the biggest charade that I've come across. And I don't know whether the people themselves, whether the stars themselves actually want to do half the things that they want to do, but they do it because they're expected to do it and it's part of the game, so-called.
Have you ever done anything like that?
Of course. I do it every day.
Give me an instance.
I do hair and makeup every day, don't I?
This is the thing
that's part of the charade.
Kajol in her teens, 20s or 30s?
Definitely in my 30s. No two ways about it. I love myself the way I am right now. I think I've grown. I'm a better person. I'm more rounded, and I'm much
rounded in other ways also.
All ways, and I'm happy with it. Really, I'm really okay with it.
Now you have said that being pregnant, you're taking the advantage of being nasty, or
completely. I wouldn't say nasty, but I'm taking full advantage of the fact that everybody wants to pamper me. If they want to press my feet, I'm perfectly okay with it.
Okay, later after this interview,
I had full plans actually to come and lie down on the couch and talk to you like that. What is it? Ask me the question and I'll answer it for you. But then I decided I might as well be a little diplomatic and formal since we've come to promote my movie and all that.
Thank you, G. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be nice to you for that reason only.
Very, very, very honored and privileged that you have done that. What is the strangest thing you've ever put in your mouth?
What is the strangest? Well, all the normal things like, ice creams and... what is the strangest thing? I don't know really. I think breast milk it would have to be.
Breast milk?
Breast milk. I actually tasted breast milk, my own breast milk. That was the strangest thing that I ever put in my mouth. I have to say, and it tastes like shit.
Okay, moving swiftly on from there. Please categorize these three people in these three categories. Highly dateable, strictly buddy material, and the better actor of the three. So it's Ajay Devgan, Shahrukh Khan and Amir Khan.
Well, strictly buddy would have to be Shahrukh, for sure. The better actor of the three, I would have to say my husband. I've just watched Once Upon a Time in Mumbai and he rocks. Dateable definitely would be my husband again. So
Amir
sorry,
gets
Amir.
left out.
Sorry, Amir. No offense.
You said you've just watched and loved your gangster in Once Upon a Time.
Well, I didn't call him that. That's a lie.
That's a lie?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But you did love the film. Now, he still hasn't watched My Name is Khan.
Right.
How do you deal with this?
What do you think I should do?
I think whip him.
Now, I think you might just enjoy that. Let's just change the topic there.
Again, moving swiftly on. What is the most ridiculous line you've ever said or heard?
Ab tumhe dawa ki nahi, dua ki zarurat hai. Or something like that. No. No, I don't know really. I've said a hell of a lot of ridiculous things.
Tell me then the most meaningful dialogue you've ever said.
Nothing really. I don't remember my dialogues past the day. I prefer to have that short-term memory and forget all about it. And invent my own ones. Thank you very much for my own life.
Like what? What is your motto, let's say, at the moment?
I am that I am.
And may she remain that.
Yes.
Which is one of your favorite films and that you've seen the maximum amount of times?
I don't watch my own films more than once. I can't. I find them utterly boring.
When and where were you the happiest?
The day that I had my baby, daughter. That was the day. That was my happiest moment. In the middle of all that anesthesia, I was like, I've done it.
Which movie star would you like to be stuck in a lift with?
Which movie star?
I know, you can't say Ajay.
No, you know why I'll say my husband? Because my husband would definitely figure a way out of it. I'd be calling him up for sure. I wouldn't be paying attention to whoever else is in the lift with me. I'd be like, get me out of here quickly. And he'll be the first person who'll be running up to find me, get me out of there and save me. I know for a fact.
See, this is a woman who just can't see beyond her husband. She's actually right about that.
Yeah.
Have you in your life ever been mistaken for another celebrity?
Yeah, quite often actually. I think once somebody called me Ravina Tandon, somebody called me else, somebody's called me something else once. So yeah, quite often.
As a leaving note, can you flash your flashiest smile to us for the camera?
A flashiest smile?
Yeah,
I don't know what that means exactly.
Well, it's because your smile basically is what the nation holds on to. You know this, right?
I thought it was my acting ability and my movies, really.
Forget about it.
Okay, here he goes.
Log on to headlinestoday.in or follow my tweets at Koel's Couch. On the couch with Koel.